In the quiet hum of post-war America, the 1950s painted a picture of domestic bliss and unwavering conformity. Suburban homes, traditional gender roles, and a fervent belief in the American dream defined an era. Yet, beneath this polished veneer, a simmering discontent began to brew. Young people, particularly, felt a growing disconnect from the pre-packaged lives laid out for them. They yearned for something more authentic, more profound than the material comforts promised by their parents' generation. This yearning for genuine self-expression became the fertile ground from which a revolutionary movement would soon sprout, ready to challenge every established norm. As the 1960s dawned, a new generation emerged, refusing to inherit a world built on silent obedience. They questioned authority, rejected consumerism, and openly criticized societal hypocrisies. Fueled by civil rights struggles and burgeoning anti-war sentiments, this awakening was deeply personal, yet inherently collective. It wasn't just about political dissent, it was a profound shift in how they chose to live, love, and connect. They began to forge a new path, embracing individuality and communal values as cornerstones of a radically different existence. Their courage to defy expectations would light a fire under the very foundations of convention. One of the most visible forms of this rebellion was the radical transformation of fashion. Gone were the conservative suits and stiff dresses of the previous decade. In their place bloomed a kaleidoscope of color and unconventional styles. Tie-dye, bell-bottoms, miniskirts, and long hair became powerful symbols of defiance against the corporate, buttoned-up world. Clothes were no longer just garments, they were manifestos, proclaiming freedom, individuality, and a rejection of materialism. This sartorial revolution empowered individuals to visually declare their allegiance to a new way of life, turning everyday attire into a bold act of self-expression. Music became the very heartbeat of the counterculture, providing a soundtrack to a generation's yearning for change. Folk artists like Bob Dylan gave voice to dissent, while psychedelic rock bands like Jefferson Airplane and the Grateful Dead offered auditory journeys into expanded consciousness. Festivals like Woodstock brought hundreds of thousands together, united by shared ideals and groundbreaking sounds. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a communal experience, a powerful medium for spreading messages of peace, love, and rebellion. The music resonated deeply, inspiring countless individuals to embrace a lifestyle that prioritized experience and connection over convention. Disillusioned with urban anonymity and traditional family structures, many counterculture adherents sought refuge and purpose in communal living. Across the country, groups formed communes, experimental communities where resources were shared, decisions were made collectively, and traditional social hierarchies were dismantled. These enclaves championed ideals of peace, free love, and self-sufficiency, often experimenting with organic farming and alternative education. Though challenging, these communities offered a profound alternative to mainstream society, proving that radically different ways of living were not only possible but could foster deep human connection and shared purpose, shaping a unique social fabric. The counterculture also delved into radical explorations of consciousness, epitomized by the widespread experimentation with psychedelic drugs. Figures like Timothy Leary advocated for LSD as a tool for spiritual enlightenment and expanded perception. This pursuit of altered states was intertwined with a search for deeper meaning, a desire to break free from conventional thought patterns and perceive the world anew. While controversial and not without its dangers, this aspect of the movement reflected a profound yearning for personal liberation and a challenge to the very boundaries of the human mind. It pushed individuals to question reality and seek truth beyond the visible. The lifestyle rebellion wasn't confined to personal expression, it ignited a powerful political resistance. The Vietnam War became a focal point for dissent, with millions of young people actively protesting the conflict. Draft card burning, sit-ins, and massive demonstrations became common. These acts of civil disobedience, often rooted in the counterculture's ethos of peace and love, bridged the gap between personal lifestyle choices and collective political action. It showcased how a generation's refusal to conform could translate into a formidable force for social justice, proving that individual authenticity could indeed reshape national policy and inspire a global movement for peace. The 1960s counterculture may have faded in its most visible forms, but its spirit of lifestyle rebellion echoes profoundly today. It taught us the power of individual choice, the courage to question the status quo, and the potential for collective action to forge a more just and authentic world. From sustainable living to digital activism, the desire to live a life aligned with one's values, rather than societal expectations, remains a potent force. The legacy of the counterculture is a timeless reminder that true freedom begins with the daring decision to define life on your own terms, shaping a future where authenticity thrives.